What's up, my family? Listen, first-time listener, or you've been here the whole damn time. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, giddy up, let's go, enjoy the clip, no notes.
All right, 128, 124, Atlanta win. And
that was pathetic, Toby. Toby was non-existent tonight.
No,
if we want to call it what it is, Toby was non-existent tonight. He was not there. He had a couple big turnovers, came up short on a couple big shots. You know, and when this game turns out the way it is, there's some big plays.
no.
Tommy, right as we came on air, or right before we came on the air, he fumbled that easy layup and didn't even get a chance to shoot it. And then the first half, Ben drove, gave him a wide open three, and he hit the front of the rim.
Yep, and then the drive to miss, I think you just talked about, right? The drive, and it just went off his hands. Like, what
didn't even catch the ball.
You were live? You were live? And
along with other things that he did wrong. Or wasn't there.
Joel went for 39 on one knee. Okay, just to clarify that. 39 on one knee. And if you look at the second half, it shows you what this series is going to entail. I mean, I think it's going 7. It's just common sense. I mean, we put up 41 in the fourth. 41-29. That's what got us in it. But we got to get more stops. We need more quarters of holding them to 25, right? Yeah. You can't have these 32 and 42 outbursts. We got to withstand them. And I think defensively, we saw some things. Maybe trapping in this series is going to help, right? Like
selectively.
Yeah, selectively trapping, throwing things at them. I know you don't want to throw a zone at a team like that. Zone them up for a minute. You know what I mean? Throw a different look at them. Zone them up. I know teams can shoot themselves out of a zone, but you still got a chance for hands and faces. Sometimes it's easier than one-on-one to get a hand in the face in the zone. They've been known to run it sometimes, so you got to make adjustments, and that's why 7-game series are always different than the regular season. I like to throw money around. I like to dabble. I'm a dabbler, and I will absolutely dabble all over the Sixers in Game 2. I think that's a stone cold lock of a win. Lock.
Dabble, please.
Let's look for a second at the stat lines, right? And not to go through them all, but every Atlanta starter was a minus, except for Bogdanovich, and he was even. They won this game on the bench.
Yeah.
The way it turned out, right? The way it turned out. And maybe that's a bad way of looking at it, but it's also a lot of adjustments from the Sixers on the second half. You held them to 25 and 29 points in the third and fourth quarter. And every starter for Atlanta was a negative. Every starter, even Danny Green, was a positive for the Sixers. It's just you look at the benches. Gallinari plus 11, Okongwu plus 13, Lou Will plus 16, Dwight minus 15, Matisse minus 12. Furky is even with that stretch minus 12. George Hill minus 17. You know what I mean? That's where
the bench run is what separates this basketball game.
Absolutely.
So if you want to look at who I blame, Don, I put a little bit on Doc. Obviously, he's the head coach of this basketball team. All right. He wanted to run out his whole five, here we go with the line change, right? And that line change bit him in the ass tonight. And there's 2 smart basketball guys around on that bench, and they didn't do it again. They always had a guy in or 2 with the subs, and that's what you have to do. That's what you have to figure out. Okay, so you adjust. You always gotta have 2 of your damn starters in.
Yep.
It's like Atlanta in 4. Oh my God, I'll put $1 million that it ain't 4. If it's Atlanta in 4. All right, this is going 7, and that means you don't have a feel for life. All right. I can't wait for Game 2. Okay, so I would suit it up right now. We ready? Everybody ready to tip off? We ready to tip off? Shit, I hate losing in everything. I feel the same way at tournaments when I lose a game. Like, can we just go another? You guys just want to run it back real quick? Because nobody likes to lose. You want to play more. Especially you want to get the taste out of your mouth after losses, and especially one where you're the better team. You're the better team, and the first quarter lost you a basketball game because you didn't come ready to play. I got to believe this team comes ready to play in Game 2, and I'll bet $1,000 that the Sixers win. If anybody out there wants to take that bet, let's go. Let's go. Any Hawks fans? Grant. Sixers outright. That's all. Sixers outright. I'm not doing the spread with you. Sixers win. Who wants to throw it up? Who's got the sack in Atlanta? Who's got the sack in Atlanta? Throw your money where your mouth is, Sackers. Sackers, right now. Right now. Right now. Venmo talk. Venmo talk. You'll take it. There he is. There she is. We got to get the clip of this, too. Greg, send the clip to Rye. Jake, right now, get the timestamp. There it is. There it is. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I missed it. I missed it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I'll take it.
Boom.
Dorian Rogers looks like he's at a photo shoot. Hey, Dor, how's the photo shoot, honey? All right. Dorian, myself, a grand. Sixers just win Tuesday night. Oh, baby, let's go. I cannot wait for Tuesday. They'll probably say Joe can't play. Watch. No, I might take it all back off the table. That's my only stipulation. If he don't play Dorian, I ain't betting on no Joe. I'll bet him on one leg. I ain't betting him not to play. This first things first. I mean, we're just going to get right into the big fella because I know you texted me and I brought it up on the show too. But, I mean, tell me what you saw and how you thought he looked. And, you know, I know you saw him come down late in the game there and have a little grimace. But what do you think?
Yeah, actually, I missed that. I was power washing my fence, man.
Fun stuff.
I know, exactly. But, yeah, I saw the beginning of the game. I mean, he looked pretty good, man, and he was moving around well. I didn't see what happened at the end, but, you know, he had a bunch of days off, so that was good. And I'm not sure what they did behind the scenes with him, but he looked pretty good for the time I saw him.
Yeah, I think we all thought that. Nobody was sure if he was going to play, and I think when we saw the shoot around a couple of days ago, we were like, okay, like he's not sitting down. He's at least shooting jumpers, and, you know, it can't be that bad. I mean, I know a tear's a tear, and there's no way to run from it, but there's obviously lesser degrees, Doc, and this is obviously what this one is. So they say it can't get worse, or it shouldn't, and it just becomes a pain tolerance thing. And is that what you think it is from here on out with him? Just, you know, it's going to be a pain tolerance, and how much can he deal with?
Yeah, I mean, well, especially this part of the season. I mean, but, you know, it's interesting is, you know, it's quite possible because the meniscus is a cartilage, right? It wears down over time. But, you know, it's quite possible that he didn't acutely tear it that day. You know, that's something that could have happened over time. And then he just tweaked it, you know, and then it got irritated, you know. So unless the MRI showed like there was a, you know, big, you know, and I don't know, like, you know, when there's really a lot of acute inflammation, like something just happened, it shows up really bright and white. So if that's the case, that kind of correlates with an acute tear. But who's to say that there wasn't something already there and he just kind of tweaked it? It needs a few days to mend, and then he's back in action. But, you know, if I had to pick the two meniscus to get hurt, I would take the lateral meniscus. You know, the medial meniscus, the inside one is more of a issue at times.
Yeah, as much as I crush Harp, it's good to have him back in the lineup. Doesn't hurt you.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna hurt you with what you're running out there, and it'd be nice to get Dede back. But I don't know about this team, man. Like,
Jankowski's still on the roster. Jesus.
Yeah, they just smell 500 to me, and until that run comes, if it even does, you know, that they're my crumb right now, and they're staying my crumb until a run fucking comes, right? Until you go like 12 out of fucking 14, all right? Because I am so sick and tired of bad baseball. I've never been more tired of bad baseball. I'm good with you wanting to rebuild with me. I'm good with trusting processes, per se, right? But you give me nothing from that trusted process. And you spent money, whoop-de-fucking do. Where are the results at?
Sweepsy, you got one?
I don't know, bud. I mean, it's always LeBron James. You know what I mean? You know, I feel like he's been, you know, he could be on the list every week. You know what I mean? But, you know, whether it's game 5 or game 6, I don't really care about the shaking of hands because I'm not like this isn't Little League anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't have no problem with that. You know, I know the Pistons did that back. You know, they didn't get along with Michael, and then, you know, the Pistons did that a long time ago. So, you know, others have done it. You know, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. It's, you know, if you're a competitor, you know, maybe, you tip your cap or whatever, because I think it's too I think it's too much in pro sports nowadays. You know what I mean? Where the hugs and all this stuff, and whether they pray together. And listen, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's too much. You wait till you're done in the locker room. You get yourself cleaned up. You want to go get something to eat with somebody. Somebody's a friend of yours. That's fine. I'm not saying you can never, you can't associate with people. You know what I mean? It's just, but that competitive spirit. Listen, I think they've taken it to an extreme. Professional athletes nowadays. So I have no problem with that. But like, you go back to Game 5. He left with 5 minutes to go because they're getting thumped. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like,
you don't buy the treatment talk.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, not for one bit. You know what I mean? He's a fraud. I think he's always a fraud, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, he lost his Batman, and that was it. The series was over. You know what I mean? There was no help. Couldn't do it all by yourself, could you? All right, and that's and that's all we've been saying all along. Like, hey,
hate to see it.
Just admit. You know what I mean? Don't tell me, you're seeing 3 rims. All right, don't tell me. You're quick to tell us that when I couldn't see. I got stabbed in the eye. I got to wear an eye patch. I can only, I'm seeing 10. I'm seeing 10 rims. You know what I mean? But but when AD goes down, it's like I didn't have anybody. Didn't have any help.
My crumb is the PGA Tour.
Wow, hold on a second. Hold the phone, Dad. This is 2 PGA Tours in a row for you, because 2 weeks ago we missed last week. 2 weeks ago you PGA toured it too. Don't think I'm like an elephant too. You know what I mean? I know Uncle Sweeps is like an elephant. He talks elephant talk. I love saying
I almost went there. I know where he's going. I almost went there just because, like, I'll let him go because I know.
Johnny.
I almost went there just because I'm like, the cat's out of the bag. What the fuck, dude? Like, put a fucking headdressing on him and let him finish.
Let him play solo. Let him play solo.
Yeah, it's
there's 2 parts to it, right? So, if you're going to confront the guy, do it in the clubhouse as he's signing cards.
Yeah,
don't do it literally steps off to where when you're watching the broadcast, it's awkward, right? Jim Nantz and Nick Faldo don't know what to say because obviously nobody knows the news. Yeah. And when you see him react that way, your first initial reaction is, my God, somebody passed away in his family.
Yep.
Because you see the way he reacted. He was devastated. I mean, dude just shot one of the best rounds of that tournament ever. 11 birdies. Obviously, he's not sick, right? He's had it before. He's asymptomatic. So why not let him go out and play solo? He's obviously going to win the tournament.
He shut it down 4 days ago. But I'm with you 100%. I'm just saying, because there was the whole contact tracing.
Sure.
So he got tested.
Don't let him play that.
He had to get tested every day or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you knew that, you have a feeling maybe that's going to come at the end of the rainbow. Why would you let the guy minus 18? He's playing out of his mind, and then he gets sacked at 6:30. You know what I mean? So just say right from 21 Trump Street. Say, hey, listen, you got some contact tracing going on. Going to need you to remove yourself. Don't even tee off.
Don't even play.
Don't even tee off on Thursday.
Hold on.
And then
Sweeps that way. I didn't know what happened, and when Sweep said headdress, I didn't know what he was talking about. Okay.
Yeah, you got pot for COVID.
Yeah, like put like one of the quarterbacks, the red jersey.
Then the guy. So once they cut him, tremendous job by Greg. I had it on my fucking platter last night, and I've been fucking running around all day today. So great job bringing it back up. All right, but so then they cut this guy's head off. Then the guy he played with is now
still good. That was the next part.
That guy's still playing.
The 2 guys he's playing with can still play today, though. I thought he had COVID.
Man, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
Contact tracing just out the window.
That's what I'm saying. Like those guys,
dapped up after the round, shook hands.
Yeah.
Doesn't. It's just I get it if that's your policy, but come on, dude. It's 3rd round. Dude's gonna win the tournament. Yeah. Just cost him probably $1.5 million, right? Yeah. Let him go out and play solo then. Like no one's around him. Kind of when you bring fans back into this, you're kind of saying this is not saying it's not over, but like you're understanding that risk. So it's kind of weird to see the protocol still there, but not still there, and it's just more or less the handling of it, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, outside of everything else, it was the handling of it.
Absolutely.